So, what can people expect from a communication skills course with Pink Elephant?
Well, by communication skills, we mean everything from speaking clearly on the telephone to plugging into social media, managing major change, and negotiating properly. Now, before anybody communicates, they need to ask themselves some very basic questions. Questions such as, what are my goals? What are the goals of the person I'm speaking to? And who is my audience? Now, when you ask these questions, you're able to speak clearly, positively, and succinctly in all of those forms.
And these questions must really apply to all the courses you're talking about. Let's start with negotiation skills. What can you offer somebody wanting to brush up on those?
Well, when people negotiate, they forget to ask themselves these questions. It's as much about thinking, what are the goals of the person that I'm speaking to, as well as what do I want to achieve? Now, when you ask yourself that and you find common goals between you, it's then very easy to find a point out. And we will help you to ask these questions of yourself, answer them, and then go on to find a situation that wins for both yourself and the person you're speaking to. Now, that helps you to achieve what you want, but also to maintain these long-term relationships, whether that's with customers, clients, or even suppliers.
Social media. Now, some people use it particularly well, some people use it very badly. What am I going to learn on a social media course?
Well, we all need to use social media, and we all need to use social media more effectively. Now, our courses will teach you everything from setting up a Facebook or a Twitter or a LinkedIn account, right through to managing major advertising campaigns with a lot of spend, reaching and targeting your audience very clearly. That's what social media is great for. In many ways, social media has removed the reporter from the equation. It's given everybody a microphone. It's given everybody the opportunity to say, here's where I am and here's what I do.
So we have to use that power very carefully.
Of course, and of course, what our social media courses will do is to help you respond to things like negative posts, negative tweets, when the world can seem as if it's against you. How do you respond to these quickly? And how do you respond to these positively whilst always maintaining that moral high ground, which we need to keep in mind?
And what about change management courses? Some people are very reluctant to change, but change is inevitable in business.
Of course, and the only question you have to ask is whether that change is going to be managed for the worse or for the better. Change creates uncertainty, and people hate uncertainty in business. So, what our courses will do are a couple of things. First of all, identify the roles of those managing the change, those leading the change, and also those implementing the change on a daily basis. But secondly, communicating that change. How do you make sure that everybody is on your side before you go through that process? Only if you achieve both of these things can you then create certainty and ultimately change that's positive for the organization.
Finally, there's a business writing skills course. Now, some people are quite confused in the way they present their business. What are people going to learn on that course?
It's very important you structure your writing in the same way as you would a presentation. Through the course, people will learn our golden rules of communication. That's everything from completely stripping jargon out of the equation to speaking positively, dropping pink elephants and what we call watering down words. If they do that, it means that they can write reports, emails, even text messages in a far clearer structure. Firstly, by asking themselves, who is my audience? And secondly, by suggesting, what am I then going to say to this audience?